the chosen ones. God's plan is greater than you can conceive. The fact that you've come upon this video is no accident. It's wonderful timing. You were supposed to be here at this very time to receive this message. Every decision, hardship, and achievement in your life has brought you to this critical juncture. Today, you will learn about God's vast plan for you, a scheme much grander than you could ever fathom. Before we get into the intricacies of this supernatural revelation, I invite you to watch the whole film. Every phrase was deliberately chosen to communicate straight to your spirit. And while we travel together, I encourage you to participate in a holy act of faith and manifestation. Write your best wishes in the comments section below, along with the number 777. This simple deed will invigorate the cosmos with your aspirations. Align your heart with God's will. Your desires, when uttered with faith, may become a great force for good. Let us make the most of this occasion. Now let's speak about God's magnificent plan for your life. Often the human intellect is too restricted to grasp God's true purposes. We perceive a single thread in the tapestry of life, but God sees the complete masterpiece. You may have moments of uncertainty, wondering why certain circumstances develop as they do. Challenges may appear overwhelming, and what is the route forward? Unclear. But let me tell you that every detour, delay, and closed door is part of a divine plan designed to prepare you for something great. God's plan for you is more than simply achieving your wishes. It's also about fulfilling your destiny. He has given you unique abilities, capabilities, and a purpose that no one else can match. You were picked not to live an average life, but rather an extraordinary one. The challenges you endure are preparations, not punishments. Every challenge strengthens your character. Each failure develops resilience, and each sorrow increases your empathy. God is transforming you into the person you were intended to be. There's a reason why your trip seems so distinct from others. As a selected one, you are distinguished. Your journey is holy and your steps are directed by a higher force, whilst others may take a predictable one. Your trip is full with amazing surprises. This is because God's purpose for you defies human reasoning. It exceeds it. You may not always understand why some doors shut, but believe that they are guiding you to something much bigger. Consider the tales in the Bible. Moses, Joseph, Esther, and David. Each of them confronted significant hurdles and uncertainty. Joseph was deceived by his own brothers and forced into slavery. Esther risked her life to help her people. David, a shepherd child, fought a behemoth with just a slingshot. However, God utilized their faith and obedience to do wonderful things. Their experiences remind us that God's plan frequently develops unexpectedly, and His timing is always impeccable. The same God who divided the Red Sea, turned water into wine, and revived the dead is now operating in your life. He is opening the doors. You can't see moving mountains. You cannot ascend, and manipulating events beyond your understanding. Remember this when you're feeling lost or overwhelmed. God's purpose is not just larger than your imagination. It's beyond your wildest fantasies. Sometimes you may want to give up. Life's trials may cause you to doubt your purpose, but don't give up. Cling to God's promises. He has sworn to never abandon or forsake you. He has promised to bring everything together for your benefit, and He has claimed that His intentions for you would be beneficial rather than detrimental, that He will provide you with hope and a bright future. God's plan is not simply about what you will accomplish in this life. It is about who you will become. He is preparing you to reflect His glory, to be a light in the darkness, and to influence the lives of others in ways you cannot yet perceive. Your life is a testimonial in the making, a narrative of redemption, perseverance, and divine purpose. As you go upon your trip, remember that patience is essential. God's timing is always flawless, even when it differs from our own. Trust that each delay is a gift in disguise. Every hurdle is a stepping stone, and each hardship is a test of faith. Waiting is not a waste of time. It's time to prepare. Use it to become closer to God, to improve your character and increase your religion. The chosen ones. You are not here by chance. You are a part of a divine design that is unfolding just as it should. Embrace the trip with trust and bravery, knowing that God's purpose is much more and better than you can conceive. Hold on to hope, stay strong, and keep pushing ahead. Chosen ones. God's plans for you are so big and complicated that they go well beyond your current circumstances. You may be in a moment of uncertainty, waiting, or perhaps confronting a seemingly unstoppable storm. Throughout it all, God is working behind the scenes, synchronizing every aspect of your life to accomplish His perfect plan. Each challenge, difficulty, and triumph you overcome are threads in the magnificent fabric of your destiny. God picks and prepares you. This preparation may not always be enjoyable, but it is vital. Think of gold, how it must pass through fire to get purified. You too are being honed by your experiences. Every tear you've cried, every grief you felt, and every struggle you faced has prepared you for a future that is brighter and more bountiful than you can imagine. Many of you may be wondering, why me? Why do I feel so different from others? Why do I confront difficulties that others do not seem to encounter? The solution is in your calling. Being selected by God entails being set aside for a greater purpose. Your route will never look the same as everyone else's, since your objective is unique to you. The weight of your calling might seem heavy at times, but remember that God never gives you more than you can handle. He equips them. He views each problem as a learning opportunity. Every setback is a preparation for a comeback. Every season of waiting is a season of preparation. The beauty of God's plan is that it constantly exceeds our expectations. While you may be praying for a solution to a particular situation, God is preparing a solution that will meet not just your current needs, but also your future requirements. He doesn't only answer prayers, He surpasses them. Consider the tale of Job, who lost everything, yet stayed loyal. In the end, God restored Job's fortunes, giving him double what he lost. This is the God you worship, a God of prosperity, restoration, and divine favor. When your heart is overflowing with God's love, it is a gentle reminder, a heavenly invitation to share His benefits with others by hitting the huge thank you or join button on YouTube. Giving $20 or more is more than simply a contribution. It is a proclamation of faith. It's a brilliant act of love that displays God's boundless splendor while also bringing people closer to His kingdom. Consider the ripple impact of your giving as it warms hearts, transforms lives, and brightens roads with His grace. This is your time to pour forth your riches and allow God to utilize you as a vessel for His great purpose. Your faith in action leads to miracles. We can spread His love and leave an indelible legacy of compassion and optimism. Thank you for becoming a conduit for His light. May your charity be returned 1,000-fold, and may God's blessings flood in your life. The chosen ones. You are part of something far larger than yourself. God's plan involves more than simply your life. It affects the lives of others around you. Your submission to His will has a ripple effect, touching hearts, altering lives, and spreading light in a world that sorely needs it. You may never completely understand the influence you have on others, but believe that your life is a source of hope and inspiration. Every time you overcome problems, every time you choose faith over fear and provide compassion to someone in need, you are fulfilling a portion of God's plan. Let's take a minute to consider the vastness of God's timing. As humans, we often want instantaneous answers, solutions, and results. However, God works differently. He sees the end from the beginning and understands just when to open the doors of opportunity. The delays you are seeing are not rejections, they're divine delays. They are moments that are intended to enhance your faith, develop your character, and connect you to God's broader purpose. When the time comes, nothing can stop what God has planned for your life. It's also critical to understand that God's purpose for you is more than merely achieving worldly success. While prosperity and wealth are among His promises, the ultimate purpose is to bring you closer to Him. Your path is about both spiritual development and accomplishing milestones during each difficulty. God is changing your heart, polishing your spirit, and teaching you to rely on Him. The more you believe in His plan, the more peaceful and joyful you will feel. Even in the middle of problems, selected ones, you must also avoid distractions. The opponent understands the gravity of your mission and will do all in his power to disrupt you. Doubt. Fear and discouragement are among his favorite techniques. However, you have been equipped with spiritual armor to resist their blows. Keep your faith strong and realize that you are not fighting the war alone. It's the Lord's. When you feel weakened, lean on His strength. When you feel lost or worthless, seek His direction. Remind yourself of the truth. You were picked based on who He is rather than who you are. The chosen one's road is not always simple, but it is always worthwhile. As you embark on this adventure, surround yourself with people that encourage and inspire you. Community is important. Share your beliefs, hardships, and achievements with individuals who appreciate the gravity of your mission. You may encourage one another to continue the course and focus on the broader picture. As we reach the end of this speech, I'd want to leave you with one more thought. God's plan for your life isn't just a possibility, it is a certainty. His word is not worthless when He says He has plans to prosper you rather than harm you, to give you hope and a future. He means it. Believe in His promises, even when the path ahead is uncertain. Walk in faith, not by sight, and be certain that every step you take is guided by His loving hand. Remember this if you're feeling confused or overwhelmed. Replay the video. Allow these words to remind you of the reality. You were picked. And God's purpose for you is beyond anything you can imagine. And as usual, remember to like this video, comment your desires with 777, then subscribe and enable alerts. To remain connected to this rising group of chosen ones, let us continue to shine our light and accomplish the divine purpose for which we were formed.